Let my revenge begin.
Welcome to World Breaker Cool's Reviews. I'm your host, World Breaker Cool, and today we are reviewing the Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. I'm going to try to do things a little bit differently in this video. I feel like my videos sometimes aren't too different from others. I love my opinion. I hope you guys like my opinion, but I'm going to try to change things up a bit. Just a bit, not too much, but first off, I want to talk about something, okay? We've got a new Optimus Prime. I'm sure many of you have Optimus Primes already, or maybe you have not, but I certainly have multiple. So why would I get this? Is it worth it? Are there real questions that most of you will probably be asking? So at the end of the video, I will be making sure I hit those items and talk about where its place is in my collection. Okay, so let's get started. First off, here is the truck mode. Let's take the trailer off. It looks nice as it is. I really think it did a good job with the paint job on this. The truck mode by itself is just fantastic. I love this design. Very similar to the Siege, which I will bring in here so you can compare that. But I think that looks absolutely fantastic. I am loving this truck mode. Now, I do have the Studio Series Optimus Prime 2, but I don't believe the truck mode is as good as this one, okay? And there are some similarities between this and the Siege Optimus Prime. If you do not know that already, here is the trailer, and there is a storage space for his gun, which is awesome. And you can even set it like that, which I absolutely love. It's a little small, and the plastic's not as good as the plastic they used on the Siege, what was it? The Siege Astral Train. So I wish they would have used the same plastic, but they didn't, but it's okay. Okay. So let's move on to comparisons. Actually, you know what? No, before we go to comparisons, let's take a look at what the trailer has in it. So you can open the trailer up like that, and I do have some Titan Return guys in here, and a little Micromaster. So I think the detail in here is great. I will say this now, I don't feel like this is a great value for a Leader Class figure. I feel like they should have came with a ton of weapon, like give me some axes, give me some alternate heads. For a Leader Class price, this should have had more items in it, but it does have some decent items in here. And I'm not sure what these pegs are for. Maybe you can peg in some arms or an armory or something. You can take this off and put this on Optimus Prime, which I will show later. But I like this little device. It can be like used to kind of fix him up. And yes, he can fit in there as well as other vehicles. Smaller vehicles can fit inside of him, but they do need to be like Legend size. So let's put that back up. Oh, here's one other thing with the shield. The other thing about this trailer is it does have a shield here that you can peg onto Optimus. So that's nice. I mean, they have some nice additions, but again, I still feel like this is not as good as it could be, okay? So there's that. Comparison time. Here's Optimus Prime. Let's put him in with the Siege Optimus Prime. So you can see Siege stands a little bit taller, but you can definitely tell these two are related or are like Optimus Prime came to Earth and he switched his truck mode. I like that. I like that very much. So again, these two are really killing it with those. In truck mode, I'm trying to see, can you see the Matrix from here? Yeah. So in the Earthrise version, you can see the Matrix. When you open up that part, the Siege does not quite have that. I don't think there's any, yeah, you get like that, like a fake Matrix inside. So that's interesting. But I do like the windows on this thing. I like the colors. And I don't have the special Walmart version of it. Let's bring in one more vehicle. This is the Optimus Prime. Screw you, Rodimus. And the funny thing is, he's actually the same length as this Optimus Prime. Peg him in right there. So they're a very similar length. Actually, Rodimus might be a little bit larger. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. So I feel like I like that a lot. And you can peg in this over here. So yeah, they both work. But I like the Earthrise better for obvious reasons. So now that we've seen those, let's get this transformed and see how he looks in his robot mode. And here we have Mr. Optimus Prime out of the packaging, or excuse me, out of his car mode, vehicle mode, and looking fantastic. Some interesting things here. First and foremost, if you have a chance, make sure you get a copy that does not have paint effects like mine. My face mask is unpainted in the middle there, which is a bit of a problem, but everything else looks pretty good. It is interesting to see the back of his head has a different colored paint, so it's two-tone. I'm not sure if you can pick that up on camera, but it is two-toned up there. So there's that. As far as the body and the molding, this looks just simply marvelous. I love it. Some reuse in the legs, the lower legs here, but I don't think anything else was reused. And I love how they have the wheels so compacted. This is very different from what we had in Siege. So there's that. I will say there's an issue with transformation, trying to get these flush. So be aware of that when you're transforming it, because right here, this side does not want to stay flush like it should. I can't really show it to you right now. Yeah, I can. Let's show you. It should be flush. So if I do something like this, that would raise it a bit because the plastic is a little bit uneven. So it kind of dips down, unlike this side. So that's a minor frustration. Just don't want any stress marks with that in the future. This is probably my favorite feature, the Allspark. So that's awesome. You can't really beat having that. It's a little difficult to get out, but it is pretty dang nice that they included this in there, because the Siege had an Allspark too, but it was not that cool. Love that design. Oh, I have mine in backwards. And if you watch one of my favorite reviewers, he says it can foosh or boosh. So I like connecting these little parts to it, just so you can have some added, flair. I think that looks pretty awesome. So yeah, tiny but nice. Okay. So overall, I honestly think this is just such an amazing job. Let's bring in his gun real quick. There's his gun. And this gun is nice. It flips down like that for storage purposes. I don't really like this portion, but that's okay. I love the fact that his hands open and close. That's awesome. You don't even need to have them closed for him to still hold this accurately. So it's kind of just there just for purposes, and you can hold the Allspark with them. So yeah, it's a nice feature, and he can use this bay as like a repair bay. He can fit inside rather well. This guy here can go on his back. There's a plug right there. And you can kind of have this like additional, armory or something crazy. I don't know. It's just nice that you can do that. Extra features are always nice. I always take those rather than leave them. So yeah, now let's get into some comparisons. Here he is with the Siege counterpart. And you can see they are different. Interesting enough. The front, I like the color of this one too. This is the original one. I didn't get the animated version. I just was not double dipping. Didn't feel like it. and it will not. The heads are the same mold, so that's interesting. And you can see what I'm talking about here with the silver missing on mine. I wish I can switch these heads, to be honest with you. And if you look at the backpack, look at that. Much more sleeker, way less kibble on the arms. And this is a great figure. Siege is a great figure, but it's just night and day. They do share the same front part of the leg, not the sides, as you can see. They're just different, same feet. Back of the legs are different, and the backs are definitely different. Side profile again. So yeah, he's beating the pants off of this Optimus Prime. And I even brought in Odie but Goodie. We've got the all-white version of, what's his name? Ultra Magnus. So that's good to see him in scale. Same head again. And we have the Studio Series Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. I think that's a good rendition as well. I mean, there's a lot of good primes out there. And then my old favorite, the Power of the Primes Leader Class Optimus Prime. This was my favorite Transformer, or Optimus Prime I had in my collection. And I honestly think that the honors of favorite are going to have to go to the new one now. This is nice, but look at the kibble on the sides. I mean, there's an extra Transformer in there, so I can't complain too much. There's stickers on there. I mean, he's still a good figure. And he has a better Allspark. I mean, he does look good. I mean, maybe he's my favorite leader class, I guess. I guess it's tough to compare these guys, but these are all my Optimus Primes minus Ultra Magnus, who I just put in here for comparison's sake. So, yeah, looking good. Let's do one more comparison. All right, so here he is next to Ultra Magnus, and I do like that height difference. I think it looks pretty dang neat. Overall, remember I said I was going to be looking at this figure for a little bit different, okay? Why did I buy this? For one, it is the #1 most faithful incarnation I have. I don't own any masterpieces, and I've had Power of the Primes, Titans Return, Optimus Primes, you name it. I sold Titans Return just because I saw this one coming out, and I figured this would be my go-to for the truck mode. But he's honestly the best all around, even over the leader class. He's the most faithful Optimus Prime, and this one looks very close. This one's very close, but he is it. He is most likely the last Optimus Prime I will be buying. So that is a reason why I bought him. Is he worth it? I would say yes. If you don't have any Optimus Primes, he's definitely worth it. If you do, you could catch him on sale. If you get lucky, get him that way. But I do feel like the least amount of value is the trailer. For their leadership class price, they should have thrown in more goodies than just the trailer. I mean, there could have been an extra vehicle, his little buddy. They didn't include that. And it's just not the same heavy plastic as Astral Train. Astral Train felt like a leadership class figure, just like Ultra Magnus. This feels like a leadership class. This feels like an amazing Voyager with an add-on. So that's the biggest issue I have. More accessories should have come with this guy. But again, I don't think you can go wrong buying him. He's a must for me, for your collection. And I think he's the last one you'll need. So there you have it. There is my review for the Earthrise Optimus Prime, or Leader Class Optimus Prime. I hope you've enjoyed this review. And until next time, peace and chicken grease.